Is that a Mr. Bones t-shirt?
It sure the hell is.
Is that an official?
It is not official. It was actually right around January 6th, like the January 6th, where they were doing a GDQ, and like it was after January 6th, and then they did this like speed run of Mr. Bones, and it like completely saved my life after like the hell that was watching, the January 6th thing unfold.
I watched that, yeah.
It was really cool. And this guy was like, hey, I know that you really like Mr. Bones. I'm making these t-shirts. Do you want one? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And so I bought it, and I thought it was really cool.
In memory of the day Mr. Bones saved America.
Kind of.
Thanks, Mr. Bones.
Thank you, Mr. Bones. We need you now more than ever. Cyber Mondays be upon you. This is episode 366 of Insert Credit, a video game delight for your ears and eyes with abstractly interactive elements and a horrible buzzer. I'm Alex Jaffe, and the one Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie review I care about the most at this point will be the one from my childhood friend Yoni, whose house I went to so I could play all the Sonic games up through Adventure 2. He's a radiologist now with a wife and 2, possibly 3 children.
Okay. Possibly 3.
Possibly 3. We don't keep up that
You never
much.
know, like radiologists count differently.
Yeah.
I'm Frank Cifaldi, and I'm trying to answer this question very genuinely, but not sounds like a jerk, which is I don't care. I don't care what any review says about Sonic 3.
If you could ask anyone in the world what they thought of Sonic the Hedgehog 3, who would it be?
Oh, man.
Don't you want to know what Yuji Naka thinks of it?
Okay, when you put it that way, right? Like, I can ask anyone in the world, what is your opinion on the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie?
Correct.
Tempted to say Oshima for, like, character design reasons, but he just only created Sonic, right? He didn't create Knuckles or Tails. He did create Eggman.
Is that true? I don't really know.
Yeah, Tails was Totoya or whatever. Well, that's his like stage name, but like the Sonic 2 guy created Tails, and then Knuckles was someone else. All 3 of them have different dads.
Yeah, does Naoto Oshima even know who Shadow the Hedgehog is?
I don't know.
I think he's aware.
I'm gonna go Oshima, and like I just want to hear like character design stuff from him, because I don't know if that he recognizes that as his Sonic and his Eggman.
Good answer.
You kind of fed it to me, so I appreciate that.
I'm Ash Parrish, and I don't know if I should be disclosing this, but I have not seen any of the Sonic movies.
I saw the first one, haven't seen the second one.
I know I should intellectually. I hear they're pretty good. I
don't think you should intellectually.
They're okay.
Yeah, there's nothing intellectually.
Well, intellectually, me being me, like, one of the big Sonic fans. Sonic is my thing, right? I should have seen this movie. I have not seen this movie. I am interested to hear what my colleague Charles Pulliam-Moore at The Verge has to say about it, but beyond that, like, I don't know, there hasn't been a strong impetus for me to see it. Like, I understand that it's supposed to be very good, but it's like, I'm not there. Which is funny because I saw the Mario movie in theater.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I felt no desire to see that.
I saw the Sonic movie in theaters, the first one, and even though I was 500 miles away from where I live, I saw 3 people that I knew that I did not expect to be there.
Wow.
So that's Sonic movie bringing people together. I'm Brandon Sheffield, and I guess I don't care who writes it, but I want Jaleel White to read it. The review.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the
that's
correct answer.
All right.
There we are.
All right. Let's get Naoto Oshima's review as read by Steve Urkel. I think that's a good call. All right. A credit report at this point. Ash, Brandon, and Frank, you all have 1 credit.
Nice.
You can exchange those at any time if you want to submit your own topic or extend a topic. You can save up 4 credits if you want to make everyone play a game. And I'm going to introduce a new thing. At 6 credits, if you want to save up that much, you can make us all do a ranking episode with a topic of your choice. That's what we'll do.
I also have a slight suggestion, which is that if we start going over time, you can warn us that our credit is about to be expended.
Yes, that's good.
I like it.
Threaten
I
us.
like it too. All right, here is our first topic. Is this podcast an Xbox?
God, I have so many problems with that marketing campaign. So for people who don't know, Microsoft put out some ads saying this is an Xbox, play some Xbox on this Xbox. And all the Xboxes they're showing are like an iPhone and a tablet and a laptop and just a regular TV. And I understand that the idea was, okay, you can play Xbox on everything because Xbox is the platform. It's like Xbox Live. It's not the hardware device. But they wound up saying the opposite thing through that copy, which is that my Android phone is an Xbox, which is just patently false because like I can't return my Pixel phone, which I hate, to Microsoft and get a rebate if it's broken because it's not an Xbox. They don't have any control over it. So anyway, the insert credit show is not an Xbox, except by the stretch of Microsoft's definition it's possible. No, because we're a different platform than Xbox Live, so I guess we're not an Xbox.
Yeah, we're our own platform.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to argue in the opposite. This is an Xbox because we, like Xbox, have a subscription service, the Patreon, for which you can get our sounds delivered to your ear holes earlier. And yeah, because of that, I'm going to say yes, it's Xbox.
Well, so are all platforms Xbox?
I think we are rivals to the Xbox.
I get what Ash is saying, though, because
I'm making a joke. I am not being serious. I don't give a shit.
If the idea is Xbox is a virtual platform, then we're a kind of Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're like a flavor of Xbox.
The better question is, does this marketing campaign signify the end of consoles as we know it? Are we done?
I think it does not. It would be interesting if it did, but I directly asked a Microsoft employee, and they're like, "Well, we're working on a new console." So
I got to say that this is the first time in maybe like 5 months that I've heard anyone discuss Xbox as a platform.
So it's working.
Yeah, I guess maybe there's that. Yeah. You're thinking about it, as they say.
Yeah.
It's not TV, it's Xbox.
That's right. It's weird, though. It does seem like I was reading something recently about the Call of Duty Black Ops 6, I guess, which came out.
I know you didn't intend this, but I like that you said I was reading something about the Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty. And that was the other point I wanted to make about Ash's thing, which was the more accurate point, is that in the way that your mom might call all game consoles a Nintendo.
Yeah.
All subscription platforms could be an Xbox if that's your point of reference.
And all shooters are the Call of Duty.
All shooters are the Call of Duty, so it all comes back around. So the Call of Duty 6, it did not increase subscribers, but it did increase subscription revenue, I believe, for Xbox. I think that was or for Game Pass, I think that was what was stated. And then all of the purchases then shifted over to PlayStation.
Yes, I did see that. You're talking about the Circana report, aren't you?
Yeah, and so it's really... And the conclusion was, we don't know what that means.
Pretty much.
But it is very interesting that you wind up getting it free in big scare quotes on Xbox as part of the subscription, but you pay for the subscription, but all the sales are now on Sony hardware. So now Sony gets to say that they sold the most copies of Call of Duty, which is true. So it's pretty strange situation.
I don't know. That's such a weird statistic now. It's like saying, we sold more DVDs of this movie than they sold of this movie. Like, who cares?
No, but it was digital copies too. They sold digital copies.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
But it's kind of the same thing, though. It's like, okay, like how much longer are sales the metric, for a game success?
There will always be the metric, I would imagine.
Are sales the metric for music?
Right, and movies. I really hope that doesn't happen though. So I'm putting it out there in the universe. Sales.
Well, that's too bad, Brandon Sheffield.
I know.
Yeah, I think that ship has sailed.
Well, you don't own anything anymore. I'm sorry.
I own some stuff.
Yeah,
look at this.
Look at this stuff, isn't it?
They make Blu-rays for the weirdos.
Yeah.
for the.
That's me.
They're making one for the Penguin for like 2,000 copies.
That Xbox they told you they're working on might be kind of a niche product compared to the mass-produced items we've seen in the past.
Yep.
We have literally seen in the past couple console generations it being very difficult to get your hands on a new console because they don't make enough of them. And I don't see that reversing at any point.
I'm going to have to play Xbox on my stupid Google Pixel.
The most upsetting thing about this ad campaign is the fact that we learned that the plural of Xbox is Xbox, which doesn't sit right with me. But my boss
should be Xboxen,
like the Germans say,
or Xbox I.
Xbox
yeah.
Xbox.
Damn it! I wanted to share the funny joke my boss said. But
you want to spend the credit?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to make you guys play Magic the Gathering.
Diamond hands. All right. What is the most fortunate accident you can think of in the history of video games?
4chan it. Well, that's Gamergate.
Oh, thanks.
Blam.
Blast.
We need, just like we have a buzzer anytime we mention that one guy whose name I will not mention who did all the BioShock games. We need a buzzer for me anytime they mention Gamergate.
Yeah.
Oh, with different alarm sounds for David Cage, for Gamergate.
Yeah, we're setting up our own custom alarmo.
So what was the real question? I'm sorry, I derailed everything.
Most fortunate accident in video games.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like every video game's an accident. So this is kind of a hard one.
Every video game is a miracle.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Miracles are accidents, right?
That's not what God says.
Yeah, it depends on how Catholic you are.
Most fortunate miracle. I mean, accident. God darn it. Most fortunate accident.
Focus.
I'm trying.
Okay, how about a game where like a bug or something became the way to play it, or or informed its development? I believe. Okay, I'll start with one. I believe that combos in Street Fighter 2 were an accident.
Oh yes, I have heard this. I have heard this lore.
I have not.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's got to be real high up there.
So like quarter circle forward was almost not a thing, or
that's
what?
not a combo. That's a
special move.
Yeah, combos.
Thank you.
Chaining attacks together was not supposed to be.
Yeah,
like in the first Street Fighter, they weren't really a thing. Combos would happen sort of by accident, and the special moves were intended to sort of be the base. You could do the Shoryuken and the Hadoken and the Tatsumaki Senpukyaku. Those did multiple hits, but they weren't intending to like have a combo meter that counted up until people in the arcades started doing that. That was pretty good. And another one with them, with Capcom, is the Turbo Edition coming from Rainbow, and other Taiwanese knockoff versions that just increased the speed or hacked in the boss characters as playable.
Not an accident. Those were intentional.
Oh yeah,
those were intentional, not accident.
It was intentional after seeing it, but it was it's not accidental. It's like luck that someone else inspired them to do that or something.
Basically, the entire speedrunning community is built on accidents.
That's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
I think initially, but then they start hunting for the stuff.
Well, a lot of times the beginning of the hunt is an accident.
Mm-hmm.
Like
someone I did this. How do I replicate it?
Right, exactly. I was speedrunning, and all of a sudden I warped through the thing above me in Mario 64, even though no one's been able to replicate that in real life. But if they had, that would have been an interesting accident. I don't know how important that is to all of video games, though. It's more important to that specific community.
So this story is ambiguous enough and nebulous, and people aren't really sure how it happened. But what I have heard, and I think the prevailing idea, is that Sony and Sega were considering making their first 32-bit console together. And Sega showed all of its documentation for what they were planning to Sony, and then Sony then made a better platform after the deal fell through for them to work together. And so the PlayStation and its strength in 3D and everything is somewhat of an accident stemming from they were pushing 3D in arcades, and they assumed Sega was going to target that. And then Sega kind of didn't. And then Sony saw this opportunity to build their architecture better around that. And I think if they hadn't seen all of that documentation, it might not have happened in the same way. I don't know.
But this isn't an accident, though.
No, it's
just a moment. It's a thing that happened.
Well, it's an accident for Sony that they got to see all that stuff.
It wasn't an accident, though. It was an intentional showing of the stuff.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
It wasn't like a guy from Sega had like a bundle of paper and was walking down the street and like ran into somebody, and then like Sonic Ring style, the documentation went everywhere. It was like handed on purpose. Yeah, it would be better.
Yeah, okay.
Wasn't the difficulty ramp of Space Invaders an accident?
So I don't know if it was an accident, but what you're talking about is that how the invaders get faster as you progress.
Yeah.
That is because the hardware is drawing fewer invaders on screen and is therefore processing faster.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah. Which I think is neat, but it could be an accident, Like
so it wasn't
could,
intentional. It's just like
not intentional at least.
Yeah.
Or
That sounds like an accident
or
to me.
it was. We don't know. Like
That's
they might
true.
have designed the game
Yeah.
knowing that it's going to go faster, and we don't need to like put in values for speed. It will just work itself out. Like it might not be an accident.
Well, I'm giving Frank the point on this round for giving us our only actual accident.
It's like trying to explain irony to Alanis Morissette. Come on.
All right. This is a films and video games question. Which video game genre on the whole compares best to its correspondent film genre on the whole?
I have the answer to this.
Okay.
Oh.
Platformers.
Yeah. What are your top 3 platformer movies, Brendan?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Uncharted looked like a platform movie.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it, but it was a platform trailer. Anyway, sorry, Ash, we keep interrupting you.
No,
Please
fine.
speak.
I am now less confident that my answer is correct. Shoot 'em ups.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a very funny story about this that happened just today. My mom sent me a text asking me, do you like shoot 'em ups? And my mother does not know video games at all. She's not interested in them. She doesn't give a shit about them, despite my best efforts. So when she says that to me, I'm like, okay, what are you talking about? Because I know you're not talking about video games.
You talking about like schools? What do you mean?
No, exactly. I have no idea what she's talking about. And I'm asking her, like, what do you mean? And she's like, TV shows. And I'm like, I have never heard of a genre of TV show called a shoot 'em up. This is all over text. So she calls me and she's like, what do you mean you don't know what I'm talking about? Like, where they have guns and stuff and they're shooting things up. It's like in a gangster show. I'm like, Mom, why don't you just call it a gangster show? That makes more sense to me than calling it a shoot 'em up.
Shoot 'em up.
And so that is my answer.
I could see it though. It's if that's her main point of awareness for that show, that that it's all about shooting, then so too is the game genre corresponding.
From a mom's perspective.
I think I have an answer, but I need the exact question again.
The exact question was, which video game genre, on the whole, compares best to its correspondent film genre?
Okay, I do have one. It's a little bit weird. I'm going to go Western.
Okay.
Very true. Yeah.
Western as a genre just means that there's people dressed like cowboys, and it could be anything.
And the Western video game genre is just people dressed like cowboys. And it could be, you know what? That's a 1-to-1.
Yeah. Is that a video game genre, though, or is it a setting?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, I think it's more of a setting.
We have debated what the phrase genre means in video games.
We got genre versus format, etc.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I think the only one where there's a genre, I'm looking at list of film genres. I think the only one that is also a video game genre is horror. So that's my answer.
Horror was also going to be my
There are mystery video games.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't those adventure games?
Okay, yeah. But then horror games are usually horror survival games, are they not?
I think there's a huge amount of difference between horror games and horror movies.
There's a lot of similarities, though. And
yes.
Name another genre that applies to both things.
Yeah, I can get into micro genres and go with like law procedural is probably the closest to the lawyer games that we have.
Those are visual novels for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
They are. It's true. But so too, the film equivalent are pretty much visual novels. They're just.
But all films are visual novels at that point, aren't they?
True. It's true. And so this one gets closer. So actually, maybe visual novel is the closest.
Because that encompasses everything. But
what about car stuff?
Jaffe did say film genre.
Yeah.
You can't encompass all of film.
So a visual novel in film would be like they took a Robert Ludlum book and they adapted it. That's a visual novel.
That's not what they call
Dune's
that.
a visual novel.
So are you trying to say the Jack Ryan movies are visual novels?
That's right. Those are visual novels.
Yeah. Yeah, John Krasinski, our most popular visual novel
protagonist,
voiceover artist. Yeah,
that's him.
Is children's a genre? Educational? Are there educational movies?
There are educational movies, but they go right to VHS.
I think Christian is a genre in both video games.
I was thinking that too, actually.
Yeah,
and movies, and they're all just like proselytizing to you as though you're 2 years old. And
I don't think there are any Christian video games that operate at the quality level of a VeggieTales, though.
I don't know.
It depends.
I legitimately don't know.
You're saying VeggieTales high quality, right?
In comparison to Christian edutainment video games.
I wonder.
Which are usually just Bible trivia.
I don't know.
There's like Bible Man.
Yeah.
Not a good game.
Oh, here's what I'm going to propose based on something Esper just texted me that I am thinking about now. I'm going to say Fast and the Furious to Mario Kart. Like action movies to like wacky racers.
Yeah, I don't know about genres there, but...
So are we going to do a show that's like we have to rank the 10 best Christian games?
I think so.
I would love to do something like that, being honest.
That sounds really fun, right?
Frank, if you amass 6 credits, we're going to have to do that.
Oh my gosh, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
there are stakes on this show.
Only if that's something you want to do.
Yeah.
It would require a lot of really weird homework.
Yeah. The only homework worth doing is weird homework. But
I'll say the Northman and the Green Knight are Souls-likes.
Yeah.
The end.
Okay, no, I'm going to interrogate.
Oh, you're spending credit? Is that what's
happening?
happening right
Spending
now?
credit on this, Ash?
Stop trying to get me to spend my credits because you don't want me to make you play Magic the Gathering.
Oh, is that what you're making us do?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
Lord.
Well, we're going to have to get on the offensive here.
Yeah.
Here's my next topic.
You're trying to make me stop.
So, the Super Famicom remake of Dragon Quest III added the Thief class to the game. The new remake of Dragon Quest III added the Beastmaster class to the game. What class should be in the next Dragon Quest III remake?
Lawyer.
Lawyer's good.
Yeah,
Pictomancer.
You say Pictomancer?
Yes.
What
Or
is
mathematician.
I'm going to need some explanations.
Mathemagician.
Yeah, I was going to say Mathemagician I'm really feeling, but please go on. What was that first one again?
Pictomancer. It's a Final Fantasy 14 class where you like draw stuff and you do damage. That's all.
Oh,
like what's her name from Kirby 64?
I have no idea. I've never played that game.
I also have no idea.
Well, there's no way that Enix could take ideas from Square. Oh wait,
Exactly. Wait, so I've never played a Dragon Quest game. Do they get like super crazy in depth with the classes the way Final Fantasy Tactics does, or is it just like warrior, mage, white mage, blue mage, all that kind of?
It's very simple.
Okay,
yeah, it's pretty simple. Yeah,
we should have a RPG where we do away with warrior and white mage and all that stuff and get into the real nitty gritty fucked up ass classes like your Pictomancer and your mathematician and your cartographer and shit like that.
That's what they did with Beastmaster, where they essentially put a Pokemon trainer in the game.
Yeah, because like you can capture the monsters,
something like that.
And well, I thought like 5 started that, but maybe they added it.
Yeah,
to
5
3.
started that, but they retrofitted the system.
And they got a whole series called Dragon Quest Monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't play these Dragon Quests so much, so I can't come up with something that's real cool, I'm afraid.
It's just any JRPG.
Yeah.
Man. Just any like old JRPG.
I like the idea of classes that force a new type of game to be played, like putting a Pokemon trainer in there or something like that.
That's what the challenge is supposed to be here, really.
I think that kind of thing is good. So a sniper where you can hit the enemies from really far away before it even gets into a battle and you can ruin the game for yourself. That's the kind of class I would play.
I mean, Frank was joking, but like the idea of a lawyer class where, I don't know, tie your opponent into knots with like logic, word puzzles and stuff like that sounds fun.
One of the playable classes in the game is merchant, so it's not that crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, I was joking, but what I like things like, in Earthbound, like you might get an enemy that like makes fun of your hat and it like causes a status effect, like that's not a real example, but I like when in that game and in other games, like there's something funny in the text to make it seem like something very strange happened in that quote unquote fight, right? Like, okay, one is like Ness misses his mother and like that like hurts him. Like that just suddenly happens in the middle of a fight. So like having a lawyer, on your team, he might like spew legal jargon at the Drakis or something like that, right?
And it causes confusion status effect.
He might object to a spell.
He might get them to start infighting with each other and it's just a confusion effect, right? But you just call it something else. And it just makes the game feel more alive. Like I like that.
Yeah, I'm into it.
I got a little one, which is a zombie necromancer, where your body's constantly falling apart, but when you defeat enemies, you can take parts of them and build yourself up, and that's how you...
Oh, a Frankenstein.
A Frankenstein and the monster.
Yeah.
in one being.
Oh, you can call him Frankenstein. It's fine.
So what would a chef class?
A chef class.
It'd be like healing buffs, I think.
Yeah.
Giving food to the party. As we all know, the chef class is oh god, I'm forgetting his name from Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, Ignis.
Ignis, yeah.
Is it okay? I had that name and I was like, no, that's not right.
Yeah, it's not Prompto. It's not Gladiolus.
It's not Gladiolus. It's Ignis. Yeah, I think a chef class would do a few things. They would have good dissection of animal-based creatures. So they could get a lot of criticals on them.
So they're strong against beasts.
Strong against beasts. Yep. Give a lot of buffs to the team with good foods.
They have good knife skills for the regular attack.
Fire damage.
Yeah.
Big puffy hat for defense.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm into it.
Yeah, and it's like if you defeat something that's not metal or whatever that has meat in it, then it becomes something that occasionally, like maybe when you rest at an inn, like you wake up and they've made healing items.
Yeah, and you gain or lose Michelin stars.
Well, I think we should combine this with Quinoa from Final Fantasy IX, which was the blue mage, and he ate monsters to gain their powers. So we like any kind of like beast that you can eat.
Oh, you get a temporary stat buff. Yeah. Or like you get their power temporarily. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go.
I'm going to say a personal trainer who levels up your experience points the longer that you keep a battle going.
All right.
So like you're getting exercise to level up faster, which is important in a Dragon Quest game because those are real grindy.
And they're on the sidelines being really annoying, saying more bigger numbers and like, yeah, get it, crush it.
Yeah. One more rep.
Yeah. My husband is playing the Dragon Quest remake, and he says it's too easy, even on the higher difficulty.
This is for babies. Did he say that?
No, he did not say that.
Oh, he should have said that. He threw the controller across the room. I'm an adult.
Okay, then
hand me the Call of Duty.
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't. If I ever came home and caught him playing a Call of Duty, I would pack up everything and leave immediately because my husband has been replaced with a replica.
All right. Well, on that note, I think it's time for us to take a break. We'll be right back. The following ad supports the Insert Credit podcast, but is not necessarily endorsed by its individual members. This is the Insert Credit Quick Break. I'm Alex Jaffe, and this week's episode of Insert Credit is sponsored by The Storied Sword. Have you played every NES game? Are you looking for more? Check out The Storied Sword, a brand new NES video game featuring challenging gameplay inspired by Ninja Gaiden, Sunsoft's Batman, and a fantasy swashbuckling setting like The Princess Bride. Developed in collaboration between Bite the Chili Productions and Raft Labs Interactive, The Storied Sword features tight wall jumping mechanics from death-defying heights, suspenseful sword combat and classic enemy respawns, 6 sprawling levels, each with a unique boss encounter, a heart-pounding chiptune soundtrack, abundantly annoying 8-bit birds, and multiple difficulty settings for all players. Buy the digital ROM or download a free demo at gauau.itch.io/the-storied-sword, or buy a physical cartridge at www.bitethechili.com/the-storied-sword. The physical edition comes complete with a gorgeous box and deluxe manual. Check out The Storied Sword for the NES today. Links can be found in the show notes. Welcome back to Insert Credit. It's time for us to lay down horizontal on the floor so we can get as much of our arm as physically possible into the question hole.
Oh, I didn't realize it was in the floor.
Yeah, it was in the floor.
Today
I thought the question hole was in the wall because it was a Silent Hill 2 thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Sometimes it's on the wall, sometimes in the floor. The geometry changes.
You don't know where it's going to be. This is Silent Hill 4.
It's kind of a Canadian Cube situation. You ever see the horror movie Cube?
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, you gotta watch the Cube.
Gotta watch Cube.
Oh, like that escape room movie?
Well, no.
Kinda.
I mean, kind of. But they are trying to escape a series of rooms. But it stars Ezri Dax from Star Trek.
I've never seen a Star Trek.
That's not right.
That's fine. You should watch Cube, though. Cube is a good time.
How do you know what future to aspire toward if you've not watched a Star Trek?
You should watch Deep Space Nine. That's what I have to say.
Don't listen to Brandon. Watch One Piece.
Do listen to me.
Oh, I can't do that. No.
Avery Brooks, greatest actor of all time.
Well, these questions come from patreon.com/insert credit, where for mere $1 a month, you can get access to the form that lets you submit questions. You get access to now a library of 50 bonus episodes and growing. You don't get episodes early, despite what Ash claimed earlier in this episode. That doesn't happen. No days early. But it's fine. You're binging the archives. Things change on you. And other fun surprises as we deem fit to reveal them to you in due time. This question comes from Pro Skater 4, who asks, how would you cast a Fatal Fury movie?
Flick of the wrist.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's fishing.
Fishing.
Okay.
Sorry, it's fishing.
That's Terry Beauregard or whatever. Terry Bogard?
Terry Beauregard. Yeah.
That's what they call him in the movie.
Terry Beauregard is the Antiquities dating version.
Yeah.
Of Fatal Fury.
Now, I say, I'm just a humble street fighter. That's Terry Beauregard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. I do declare.
So how would I cast a Fatal Fury movie?
Who plays the main roles in the Fatal Fury movie?
I'd probably leave it to my casting director, honestly. I feel like.
So Terry Bogard is going to be someone like Chris Evans, I think.
Okay.
But like the Sci-Fi Channel version of Chris Evans.
Yeah. Who's that?
Yeah. We don't know his name. He doesn't have a name.
That's right. That's true.
He was grown in a lab.
My Shiranui should obviously be Scarlett Johansson.
Naturally.
We're never getting rid of that joke.
Yeah.
Slam dunk.
Yeah. Andy Bogard is Chris Pratt. You got to have two Chris's.
Yeah. He's got to grow his hair
I'm out
out.
of characters. Are there other characters?
I'm not very familiar
Terry
with
Beauregard has the hat.
Yeah.
Joe Higashi, just because they're trying to get one like legit thing, is going to be Tony Jaa.
Okay. And he is given way too little to do in it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We need a Raul Julia type to play Geese Howard.
Yeah. They still make those Raul Julia types. Well, there's I think Pedro Pascal could do it.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
I think it would be fun. I don't think he would be involved in this particular picture.
No.
But you know who would be though is Nicolas Cage. So who's Nicolas Cage going to be?
Oh, that's a good call. Yeah.
Maybe he's Geese. He might be Geese.
Yeah. I was thinking John Leguizamo might be down for a Fatal Fury.
Sure.
Does he act still?
Yeah, he was in The Menu.
Briefly.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, you didn't see The Menu? That's a good movie.
I can't watch it because of the eating sounds.
I want to show, I Googled Fatal Fury characters trying to see what they look like. And I don't know if you got the same thing, but I just got a bunch of torsos. It's in host chat right now.
Yeah, so did I.
Duck King is just a navel.
I can't see who these are.
I'm just going from memory because I know all about this for whatever reason. I get maybe was this question for me?
It was basically, yeah.
Giant Bomb has a really good visual.
Marco Rodriguez should be the guy who played Namor in Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
I'm into that.
Yeah, Marco Rodriguez, a.k.a. Kushnud Butt, which is his much better name. They changed his name, by the way. In Japan, he's called Marco Rodriguez. And in the United States, the English-speaking country, they changed his name to Kushnud Butt.
Kushnud
Butt. Yeah, that's what they decided to go ahead and do. But he's in Mark of the Wolves, and so I don't think he'd be in the Fatal Fury movie except in a cameo. Billy Kane's probably Scott Adkins. You got to get some kind of a British actual fighter to be Billy Kane, I think.
I'm looking at this character list, all right? It's like Blue Mary, Brian Badler, Bonnet Genet, Bob Wilson.
Yeah, who's Bob Wilson?
Who's playing Bob Wilson?
Yeah, Bob's okay. He wasn't really in...
His name's Bob Wilson.
Yeah.
Duck King to be
Duck King.
John Boyega?
Sure.
Yeah, I could see that.
Actually, I feel like you could probably, if you wanted to make a good Fatal Fury movie, you could just have it star Duck King and have that be John Boyega, and it's like Terry Bogard is barely in it. I think you could have
it's called like Fatal Fury Legend of the Duck King.
Yeah. I think that would be. But the problem is John Boyega would have to be dancing the entire time, which is really exhausting. But he could probably do it.
They're going to tease. They're going to surf Dracula it, if you know the parlance. They're going to save the dancing until the last scene where he discovers how to dance.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's fine. There's a lot of characters in here, but it has a lot of crossover with with King of Fighters. So
I appreciate the question asker so much. Like I love them, but like it looks like the characters in Fatal Fury are so generic.
Yeah.
Like they don't exude the kind of personality that I would expect from a fighting game, you know?
Yeah, my eyes are just kind of glazing over.
Look, there's a reason that Street Fighter is the success that it is, and King of Fighters has stayed kind of niche, and it's strong character design.
Oh, I think there's strong enough character design.
I mean, there's strong character design, but nothing that sticks.
I think part of it is that Fatal Fury was very early in fighting games. And it was made fast. I don't know that they anticipated that these characters were going to stick around for so long. That's why
they made them kind
Terry
of
and Andy and Mai have had so many redesigns over the years and stuff.
A Virtua Fighter situation.
Yeah.
All right. That is time. I don't think we're going to make this movie, but you know what? I don't think the world will be any poorer for it.
Yeah, we don't need it.
So, it's been just over 10 years since the release of Songs of Innocence, that U2 album that was dropped on every iPhone in the world at the same time, whether you wanted it or not. If you could mass release any iPhone game the same way, what would it be?
Fantasian.
Is it actually good? I'm waiting for the
I don't know yet. I'm
version.
waiting for it to come out on PS5.
Me too.
Basically, you want it released on every iPhone so you can have it right now.
Yes.
I thought this question was going to be what would be the video game equivalent, because then we would have to find something like
Astro Bot?
really, really mediocre.
Or Astro Boy?
And force No, Astro Boy is good.
No, in this case, I'm letting you pick the game.
Yeah. It's just with the U2 equivalent, I want to insult U2.
Yeah. But I mean, that's easy at this point.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
U2 rules.
No, there's a very Quincy Jones passed away, and there's a very funny snippet from a Quincy Jones interview where he's talking about how much he loves Bono, and every time he goes to Ireland, Bono puts him up in his castle because apparently, according to Quincy Jones, like Ireland is very racist. And the interviewer asks him, like, is U2's music any good? And then Quincy Jones just shakes his head. He's talking about how much he loves Bono and how much that is his brother. But then, like, does he make good music? No.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Quincy Jones. Nobody told it like it is, like you did. God bless.
That's correct. Okay, so I want everyone to have this iPhone game for some reason.
That's bad.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't have to be bad.
No, it's just what we get to infect every iPhone with a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind people having sword and sorcery, but I feel like I don't really... What is my stake in this?
That's up to you to decide. You get to affect the world however you want.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to use this to enrich yourself, if you want to enrich humanity, if you want to punish humanity, if you want to teach them something, if you want to destroy them. This power is yours to use as you see fit.
Yeah, it's weird because there are a lot of... they generally do come with a game pre-installed. So I'm trying to think about those too.
Spider Solitaire.
Yeah, just give everybody Spider Solitaire.
Yeah. We lost our way as a people when we stopped
putting Snake on phones?
Yeah, when we stopped putting Snake on phones.
Yeah, it's true. Nokia put out it's like a half smart, half buttons phone a couple years ago.
N-Gage?
More recently, after they got purchased by whomever, or their phone business got purchased by whomever.
The O-Gage.
Then they made a new buttonsy phone and it had Snake on it. That's the end.
It's pronounced Ogage.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, so if you wanted to inflict a video game on every iPhone
specifically,
iPhone user. So okay, if it's iPhone users, I kind of want to annoy them,
right?
Because they are annoying.
Right.
So what do I do?
Something that talks to you a lot, like does a lot
that
of like
talking
push notifications.
Tom app. That's always like on the #1 chart.
I think I want them to have Balatro because I don't like it.
Yeah.
But everybody loves it, especially iPhone people. Yeah. And it'll just consume their lives and they'll be very busy and I can go do whatever I want. Because
are you currently like haunted by iPhone owners?
Yeah.
Like,
Balatro parentheses the evil option is literally something I have in my notes right here. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to dock you some points for that, Brandon.
Blasted. But I'm coming at it from a different perspective.
I'm going to put Pokemon Go on every iPhone because I want Niantic to have all of that data.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
They can only do good things with
They're really nice.
They're nice people.
I want them to have all of the data.
Yeah.
All of the data that they used to make Peridot. Remember that
Let
game?
them make a Harry Potter game.
I want them to have access to photos and calls.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go to the FBI.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Pokemon
God.
go to jail.
Ocarina of Time.
With a touchscreen.
Yes. but
Yeah, that
That
would be
sounds
annoying.
awful. Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Skyward Sword. Because God
Okay.
bless Fee. I love her. But she is way more annoying than the Navis.
And you have to like wave your phone around like a Wiimote in order to play it.
Yes.
Just the most, we're designing the most unplayable Zelda game of all time here.
Yes. Even though I love Skyward Sword and I love Fee, but she is very annoying.
Okay.
So it would be that.
All right.
If we're designing things, I want to make Mr. Rossetti the personal assistant on every iPhone.
Just unskippable walls of dialogue.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? There's an easy answer to this. Brain Age.
Oh, Brainage.
Brainage.
And who's that guy that talks to you on Brain Age?
Dr. Brainage.
Dr. Kawashima.
Is that
Yeah.
who that is?
Yeah.
That face, that
That sounds
disembodied
right.
head?
That guy. Yeah, Dr. Something.
Yeah, I got it. It is Dr. Kawashima. Wow.
Nice.
Why did I remember that?
That was a very like Jeopardy back of the brain kind
Yeah.
of recall. Yeah.
My brain age is amazing. I'm like a 16-year-old. Okay.
No, I remember playing Brain Age and doing well, and it was like, you have the brain age of a 13-year-old. I was like, is that good?
That doesn't sound good.
No, it stops at 20.
Yeah.
20 is the
Okay,
youngest.
all right.
And I know that because I played until I got 20, and then I was like, I beat Brain Age.
You beat
Nice.
it.
Nice.
What's the Air Bud of video games?
Ooh.
Oh, man.
A lot of sequels. Oh, it's you know what? Yeah, I got it. Army Men.
Why?
If you look at the Army Men franchise, they started putting out like 2 to 3 games a year. Like
Yeah.
it got ridiculous. No one remembers anything good about it.
That's only one vector, though, and people do remember one thing about Air Bud, which is that no one said
There's nothing in the rules that says a dog can't play basketball.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like the idea of an Air Bud game means there's nothing in the rules. You know, like it's a loophole kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to think of like a loophole game. I don't know what that means.
That's exactly what I had in mind when I wrote this.
I went
yes.
for too many sequels. You guys are going for like
No, I didn't
core.
ask what is the Air Buddies of video games.
Like where you can circumvent the rule, and that is an intended way.
Baba is you. Scribble knots.
Ah, there
I
you
had
go.
Baba as you in my notes. You've made up for your deficit, Brandon.
Nice.
You know what? It's Jerry Rice and Nitrous Dog Football.
There we go. Jerry Rice and Nitrous Dog Football. There's nothing in the rules that says dog
Straight
can't
down
play
the middle.
Jerry Rice's Nitrous Dog Football.
There we go. You guys win. Man, I'm having a terrible episode. Can't think of anything.
I gotta see if the person who like published that game is still trying to sell them on eBay. I bet he is.
He is. Yeah, I think we discussed this on an episode where you weren't here, Frank.
Well, not me, but I do remember this being a topic, like where you could just go hit up that guy and he'll send you a copy of this.
Yeah, Sumo Baby or whatever it's called.
I think it's Nidus Dog. It would be better if it was
Nidus.
Nitrous
I said
Dog.
Nitrous.
Yeah, that's a better game.
I'm sorry, Nidus.
Yeah.
You hit the dog button and it says, that's some crazy Nidus. Just like in...
$10 benefits charity. Benefit my charity?
I wonder.
Do we get to pick?
No.
Whoa. I don't know if this was discussed last time, but the ending of the eBay description, there's a Discord.
Oh.
Chat with us about our upcoming Dino Dogs football starring Marshawn Lynch.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, they're making more Air Buds.
Swear to God, that is something Marshawn Lynch would do.
Yeah.
Because he is like Snoop Dogg on every side quest known to man. And he's just like this gregarious person who doesn't give a shit and is down for anything. I would not be surprised if he signed off on this game.
Unfortunately, the last information about that is like 6 or 7 years ago.
So, in the formula of Jerry Rice and Nidus Dog Football, which other athletes from other sports would be most likely to co-star in a video game with a dog?
I guess I don't know a lot of other sports
David
people's
Beckham.
dogs' names.
David Beckham would do a dog game. I think Shaq would do a dog
He
game.
absolutely
sure he
would.
Yeah, he would.
Shaq would do my yard sale.
Yeah. You would. If it was close enough.
Is there a dog in Space Jam? Has this already happened?
I
I can't think of a dog. Looney
I
Tunes.
don't think there is a dog in Space Jam.
Okay.
I'm going to say a terrible answer.
Okay, we're ready.
Michael
Yeah.
Vick.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
That took me a second, Ash. You shouldn't have said that.
I probably shouldn't
I'm going to
have.
have to dock you some points.
I don't know if he'd be like down for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm probably trying to move past that.
Well, the thing with that
is he still like into it? Is he like, this is my hobby?
No, he has repaid his debt to society so much that like if you asked him, he probably would, because he's like, because we have this like thing where we have to keep punishing Michael Vick while, that guy who stole all that money from Mississippi, Brett Favre, can get off scot-free and whatever, but we are still beating the shit out of Michael Vick. So Michael Vick would be like, all right, yeah, I'll do it. While Brett Favre can like, go on about his life with no consequences whatsoever, despite the fact he's stealing like millions of dollars from the poorest state in the union, but neither here nor there.
I have been racking my brain trying to think of who the baseball star would be to co-star in a dog game.
Shohei Ohtani.
There's the thing. I think Shohei Ohtani is the obvious answer.
Yeah, because he's got a dog.
Yeah, because he's got a dog, but I think he's got too much respect for baseball to like do a silly baseball thing. I think baseball is too important to him.
No, but I think he likes his dog enough to do a thing with his dog.
Here's the baseball player I think would absolutely do a dog game, Jose Canseco.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was gonna say. It's just I didn't really want to talk about him. He's gotten weirder and weirder.
Yeah,
but
weird guy.
Yeah, Jose Canseco would do it. Steph Curry would do it.
That guy seems like he's just have a good time.
He also is one of those people who's doing everything.
Is he?
He'll do a Subway commercial and then he'll go.
He's in so many like
Simone Biles
TV shows and stuff.
Simone Biles and dog, yeah.
That's a good one.
I think Xavier Woods would do pro wrestling with dogs.
I bet a lot of dead players, like their family estates, would be like, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, Babe Ruth.
Pete Rose dog baseball.
Mm-hmm.
He's never going to be in the Hall of Fame. Screw it.
Yeah,
okay.
Might as well get something out of him.
That's time. I'm glad we got that out of there. I'm giving Frank the point for that one for Jerry
Pete
Rice and Nidus Dog. No, for Jerry Rice and Nidus Dog.
Oh, okay.
But now it's time to go through our lightning round. This week we are playing a variation of name design. For this one, you have been commissioned to make a new video game about Bart Simpson. Like, remember that time when they were making Simpsons video games, but they were all about Bart because they thought the thing people liked about The Simpsons was Bart?
Yes.
We're making one of those.
He had a nightmare. And then
he had a nightmare. He fought the space mutants, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So this is a classic Bart Simpson video game. And unlike most name designs, you can use the Simpsons property as you wish, and you don't need to necessarily stick to the pre-established plots. But each of the 8 levels or sections of this game are named after a Simpsons episode from the first 3 seasons of The Simpsons.
Well, I don't know those.
I didn't know. This
good.
I'm just gonna say at the front of this that it should be a Harvest Moonlight game. But there's no bovines.
Yeah,
because you can't have a cow.
Don't have a cow.
The end.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw out a title. Doesn't mean anything, but I just like the title. So I want to design for this title: The Simpsons: Bart versus The Simpsons.
That's perfect.
All right.
Explain the rules of this game to me one more time.
Okay, this is an 8-level video game.
Okay.
Each of the levels is named after a classic Simpsons episode. You have to tell me what happens in it and what your goal is. But it doesn't have to emulate the episode itself. You have to take the title and run with it using what you know about The Simpsons.
You are vastly overestimating how much knowledge of The Simpsons that I have.
No, the less you know, the better for this, honestly.
Okay.
I want you to get abstract with it. Okay, our first level is Bart.
I see. Oh, you're giving us the titles.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Name design.
Okay. Your first level is Bart the Genius.
This is where he eats Lisa and subsumes her knowledge.
That's pretty good.
The goal of the level is to eat Lisa.
Is to eat Lisa. You travel around the Simpsons house collecting pieces of Lisa to eat.
God, I was just thinking classic, what they would actually do in the era in the late 80s, early 90s. And it's a platformer, except the thing you're collecting is like E equals MC squared.
Yeah.
It's just like fractions. And
I like that too.
And it makes those awful
and like
sounds.
The Art of War by like Sun Tzu. Like,
Yeah.
Level 2, Bart the General.
This is an RTS level.
Yeah.
And you send off
Itchy and Scratchy.
You send off Itchy and Scratchy?
Yeah.
Sure.
They're real now. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why
Send
not?
them off. and other fictional characters from the Itchy and Scratchy extended universe. Poochie's there.
Is there an Itchy and Scratchy extended?
There are in the Simpsons Itchy and Scratchy cartoons. There are usually like tons of Itchies and tons of Scratchies. They're like their own species that hate each other.
They're like Pikmin.
Yeah,
but Pikmin don't hate each other.
You don't know what Pikmin are up to when Olimar's not there.
It's true.
That's true. You also don't know their inner thoughts.
Yeah.
So it's either that or it's your if Way Forward is making it, then it's the run and gun Contra-like section that looks really cool but plays terribly.
Okay, perfect. Level 3, Bart gets an F.
Oh yeah, this is the all of the people from the prior level are dead now, and he has to hit.
He has to pay respect.
Okay, that wins.
Level 4, thematically appropriate. Bart versus Thanksgiving.
He has to. It's a fighting game where he has to fight a turkey, and the turkey is Krusty in a turkey.
Oh, I like it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a really bad, I think food fight though. Like he's picking up and throwing drumsticks.
Okay, I think one of the Simpsons games did have food fights as a central theme. I can't remember.
Sounds right. Yeah.
Good. It looks like we're hitting all the posts.
Yeah. Slap me and call me a claim.
Bart the Daredevil.
Oh, it's a skateboarding auto-scroller.
Yeah.
It is a skateboarding auto-scroller,
Subway Surfers.
but I was going to say that it could be the sound novel section because Bart is now blind.
Oh, Bart the Daredevil.
Yeah.
Oh,
the Bart of Hell's Kitchen.
Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually like that one.
No, I like that too. Level 6, Bart gets hit by a car.
Yeah, he does.
Bart gets hit by a car,
I mean,
and then he goes to hell, and then he has to escape from hell, Bayonetta style. And it is like a beat 'em up.
The best level in the game.
Yeah, like Devil May Cry.
Okay, I was thinking it's that PlayStation, I want to say 3 game.
Yeah.
I think it's called Pain, maybe, where you launch people, but it's you just hit Bart as hard as you can with a car.
Oh yeah.
To try to get him to hit target.
There's that old game, Stair Dismount and also Truck Dismount, where you had to ragdoll someone down the stairs in the appropriate way, and so you get hit with a car and then see what happens.
That's good.
It's Bart Ragdoll, but you hit
Bart
him with a car.
Ragdoll.
Yeah. And he goes, "Whoa!" when he gets hit with the car.
Ay caramba!
Level 7, Bart's dog gets an F.
Well, Bart just died in the previous level.
Yeah, Bart died in the previous thing. Now the dog has to pay respect.
Yeah, they're repeating the mechanic from level 3. All right, our last level is Bart the Murderer.
Well, Bart comes back.
Yeah. Now it's Halloween. Bart is back.
Oh yes, the Treehouse of Horror.
And it's Splatterhouse.
He's got the Treehouse of Horror, and he's
it's
ready
just straight
to
up
murder.
Splatterhouse. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin's favorite level.
But the boss of each level, if there's a boss, is someone in his family because he has to fight his family.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
Okay, so he fights Lisa in the first level.
Well, he fights her at the beginning, and then her parts spread because of that. That's why.
I dig it. Yeah.
Yeah. He fights Grandpa, he fights Homer, he fights Marge, he fights Maggie, probably. That covers 5.
I mean, there's Abe.
Patty and Selma.
Patty and Selma. Yeah, that's
not
it.
Simpsons.
Yeah, but they're
They
his
didn't
family.
marry Homer.
It's true, they're
Okay.
Bouviers. But Abe Simpson is a Simpson.
Yeah.
They have to have Simpson as a last name?
It's called Bart versus the Simpsons.
Okay.
Homer's half brother is there.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, he's a Powell.
He's a Powell, but he is
We know he's
Simpson-
genetically
He has Simpson
related.
DNA.
He has Simpson DNA for sure.
Well, we
Yeah.
just
Well, okay, so versus The Simpsons, that could be anybody in Springfield at this point because The Simpsons covers everything.
That's fair.
No, they're not Simpsons though.
But they're not
characters
Simpsons.
within.
So basically, I think we got 7, and then in the 8th level, they're all back, and you have to fight them all again. It's
Maybe
like
more
a boss
fight-
rush.
just make up a new one.
Yeah, the Grackle.
You know what? No. I got it. This will be deep cut for the fans. They're gonna love it. It's from that variety show one where there was a different woman playing Lisa.
Oh!
It's the other Lisa.
I was going to suggest the Treehouse of Horror where Bart has an evil
Bart's
twin.
weird.
Yeah, Hugo.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
going to suggest for a deeper cut that you fight Bort, which is
Finally, yes! That's
Yeah.
the final boss.
Yeah.
Bart murders Bort.
Yeah.
And Bort's the one who hit you with his car,
that's right.
kicking off the whole second half of the game.
So we are
Yeah.
canonically saying that character is Bart Simpson.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
Okay,
Bort
okay.
Simpson.
All right.
Okay, fantastic. I think we've done it. I'm giving the win to Brandon for the Bart gets an F joke. Congratulations, Brandon.
Nice.
Does anyone have anything they'd like to recommend?
Well, yeah, I know you're all listening to this on Cyber Monday, but tomorrow is Cyber Tuesday. Giving Tuesday.
It's Wicked Wednesday.
Can someone explain to me the oeuvre of post Thanksgiving holiday? So we got Black Friday, we have Cyber Monday, and Giving Tuesday. Like, what is that?
Oh, you just want the whole list, right? Okay.
Yes.
So it's Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Succulent Saturday.
Yeah. Salacious Sunday.
Surreptitious. Oh, was this? Oh, they changed it. Right. Salacious.
Yeah, that's when we celebrate Salacious Crumb, the best Star Wars character.
And Cyber Monday.
Yeah.
And Giving Tuesday. That's all I got. I don't know.
But what are they supposed to do?
Okay.
We know Black Friday is when you have all these sales, right?
Historically, Black Friday was the retail day.
Yeah.
Right.
Where you did your doorbusters and you trampled on people. And then Monday was like the internet equivalent of that. Like,
okay.
Now it's the same thing. So I don't think there is a difference.
Yeah. Now it basically just everyone has a week of that kind of sale.
Yeah.
Now.
But then Giving Tuesday is when you give to charity. That's very different. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Giving Tuesday, I run a charity called the Video Game History Foundation. I think most people listening to this probably know that. But Giving Tuesday, we got a whole bunch of cool stuff on the website. You can just give us money for no reason if you want. I appreciate that. But we're selling some cool stuff too. So gamehistory.org/donate. We got some really cool things. We have like a brand new fine art print of an original piece by Derek Yu for UFO 50 that he was very kind to draw for us. And we have some other fun stuff like that. Like I think we're selling like an ornament with our logo on it and stuff like that. So go check it out. Gamehistory.org/donate. You guys don't check it out that are in this show because we're recording in the past and we're working on the page still.
And it will be illegal to donate. Before
Can you share any cool things that the Video Game History Foundation is working on right now that your donations can help fund?
Yeah. I mean, our big project is that we are a physical library and archive that is attempting to be more of an online archive and library. And
despite the best efforts of the RB.
The ESA, not the ESA. Well, it's kind of the same thing, right?
They're related.
Yeah, we've been building a digital library for quite a while now, and it's very nearly ready. We actually, we were really close to launching it in October. That's how close we are. We just kind of decided to take a step back and make it a little better before launch. So, yeah, your money is mostly going toward that. I mean, like Phil Salvador is a full-time employee here who is only, you probably heard him in the background just then wooing.
Nope.
Phil is the world's first video game history librarian, and he has been working for 2+ years on a digital library that is set to launch soon, where you can just search the heck out of video game magazines, for example. But we've also been putting in collections from developers. Like we have a collection from a guy who produced Simpsons games at Acclaim.
Nice.
With a lot of his production materials. I don't know if it's there for launch, but like Brandon donated a lot of his like paperwork and original drawings and stuff from his game. So
it's true.
Is that at launch? That's launch. All right, so that's all in and processed. So if you want to look at Gunhouse original artwork, that's all scanned and stuff. Gabe Swar, who did all the character design on like Go-Go Hypergrind and stuff like that. So we have his original art.
That's a good looking game.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was done at Spumco, so it's a little bit tainted. But
sometimes that happens.
But that's not Gabe's fault, I promise. But yeah, all kinds of cool stuff we're working on. And go check us out, gamehistory.org.
That's the kind of effort you can contribute to. Who else got something?
My first thing is not a recommendation. It's more of a review where if you are looking for a John Wick, Taken, Nobody style movie, but much more generic with no stakes and kind of a nonsense plot. And Jason Statham in it.
Until that part, it was most video games. But
The Beekeeper. Yeah, Beekeeper. I watched that in theaters.
The Beekeeper is fucking amazing. That's a great movie.
What?
The Beekeeper?
Yeah.
Were you going to suggest that or no?
I'm not suggesting. No, I mean it's soundly mediocre, but
the movie where the main villain is very clearly Hunter Biden.
Yeah, it's Hunter Biden and his mom
and phone scammers.
And plot is mostly holes, and it's very aggressively apolitical.
Felicia Rashad commits suicide,
and and for no reason. in the scene right before, she's like, my kids' photos are on here. I can't lose this. And then she doesn't call her child who's in the FBI when she gets scammed and instead shoots herself in the head. Makes a lot of sense. It all adds up. Anyway.
It definitely makes a lot of sense considering that is a black person. I'm like, no, we want.
Fair enough.
No stakes. Anyway, I watched that. But here's one I do recommend, which is, I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but
Brandon's a vegetarian, so he loves movies with no stakes.
That's right. Louise, possibly pronounced Weird, Weard, has a 4-hour cinema epic called Untitled Castration Movie, which is pitch for this. I haven't watched the whole movie. I've just watched clips. My pitch for it, I would say, what if queer-focused Larry David existed?
There are so many words
I know
that are like,
Watch the Dune clip of this movie, and then if you like that, watch the Transmaxing clip as well. I've never seen the Dune clip is 9 minutes of the main protagonist of this movie going into her drug dealer's house, who are in the middle of having an argument with their roommates and partners, because of course it's like a polycule also, about one person hasn't read Dune and the other really wants them to do it out of respect for them as a partner. It's such like a satire while having such respect for and care for the people that are being satirized, which is a very difficult to achieve thing. And I think it's really cool. It's like a extremely micro budget, long cinematic opus by a trans woman that got all her friends to be in this thing. It's really neat. You should check it out. Then my last recommendation is an anime again. It's Shangri-La Frontier. If you like the kind of anime where there's literal leveling of characters, then this is a pretty good one. The premise is that someone who plays a lot of buggy games goes and plays a good game, but it's VR because they needed to make you be like fully immersed, and does a good job. It's just really, it's pretty basic, but again, it's one of those like fantasy, cliffhangery, easy to watch. Also, I think it's the only anime I've seen this year where nobody says anything gross, which is really surprising. It's like an asexual anime somehow.
Okay.
That's what I got for you this week. Enjoy. Bye.
The only recommendation I have is go stream Not Like Us as much as you can, because Drake just filed a lawsuit against his label stating that his label has conspired with Spotify to artificially pump up the numbers of Not Like Us, and it has materially harmed him. Yeah. Which means like this man has called the manager in a rap beef, which is the corniest thing that has ever happened, when it is completely not true. And all of us were just banging that shit in the summer because it was a fucking fire-ass song. Just
He signed a paper saying that diss track
hurt his feelings.
Did him irreparable harm.
So go stream Not Like Us to pump up the numbers even more. So when the discovery happens for this, they can, like, Spotify can go to him and is like, I don't know what to tell you, my man. Like, this is what happened. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's my only recommendation.
It's very
humiliate Drake as much as you can.
Very funny situation.
I don't think we can do any worse than he's done to himself. But let's do it anyway.
That is very much a shoot yourself in the foot. Jaffe, you have to share the joke.
Oh, it doesn't work in audio form. Just follow me on Blue Sky.
But it does. It's so funny. I don't like doing this, especially now. But I had to invite Jaffe to the cookout for this joke.
And I will treasure that always. I would like to recommend.
Wait, I got a quick recommendation that I forgot. So I still have the eBay page open for Jerry Icenitis Dog Football.
Okay.
So you can buy one brand new for $10, right? But he's got a deal. You can buy 24 brand new for $240.
Yeah.
It's the same.
So these are physical copies. Are they like discs?
Yeah, they're Wii games.
Yeah. Oh, they're Wii games.
I'm going to go get it.
Physical Wii games that he probably printed in the millions because he's not a video game person.
How do you print a Wii game?
Well, no, this is new old stock from like 15 years ago that he's just had in his garage.
Right.
You got one.
So here you go. Jerry
Rice. He
has
sold 416. so far on eBay. It says that. Ash, just to put this in perspective, the way I found out about this game was I went to CES, which is not a place that one has exhibited video games since 1994. But he was there. He was there in like 2010 showing Jerry Rice's Nidus dog football. He doesn't know the games business, so he probably printed way too many.
So you know, on the back of this sealed copy is...
Oh, it's got an ad for the thing.
Marshawn Lynch and Dino Dogs Football VR.
Oh.
And I received this in like 2018.
Okay. Coming.
So who knows?
It's coming soon.
All right, fine. So I reposted the discovery that Drake had signed that like legal documentations that Not Like Us hurt his feelings. And I commented, "You used to call me on my cell phone."
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's my first viral tweet, I guess. I wanted to recommend One Piece. I mentioned it earlier. I am now 620 episodes into One Piece, and I would say...
Oh, that's it?
620 out of what? Tell them out of what?
620 out of like 1,100. So
Jeff, you
far.
did it. Has it gotten good yet?
Boom! Here's what I'm going to say.
He did hesitate. He hesitated.
Here's what I wanted to say. Out of 620 episodes, I would say 580 are really, really good.
Okay.
And that's a pretty good hit rate.
Wow, have you been like keeping a spreadsheet? That's pretty...
Oh, you know it.
Who do you think you're talking to here?
Yeah.
Of course.
Good episode, bad episode.
I'm Alex Jaffe.
Filler.
The filler is great, by the way. No one in the game does better filler than One Piece. I long for the filler arcs. Okay, here are my other recommendations. If you enjoyed this episode of Insert Credit, and I hope you did, please rate and review our show on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, while you're streaming Not Like Us. Anything else. You could also support us directly with your donations on patreon.com/insertcredit. If you'd like to sponsor our show with an advertisement or personal message, or submit your own horrible buzzer, you can do that by emailing me at show@insertcredit.com. You could also join our community at forums.insertcredit.com, and if you're not there already, find us on youtube.com/insertcreditshow. Find Ash Parrish at The Verge. Please wishlist Demon School on Steam, and while you're at it, go ahead and check out the Video Game History Foundation this Giving Tuesday.
Buy stuff. Buy stuff. Buy my things.
This episode is edited by Esper Quinn, with music by Kurt Feldman. This week's buzzer was submitted by I Told You I Would Eat You. I'm Alex Jaffe.
I'm Frank Zapaldi, and was that Bart Simpson?
I'm Ash Parrish, and if you haven't taken your turkey out already, take it out and throw it out because it's the bad meat. You shouldn't eat it.
It's a bad bake, Mary.
I'm Brandon Sheffield. I don't think you should eat any meat.
And your game has now been saved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice show.
We did it! Our Giving Tuesdays Cyber Monday special.
Another episode in the freezer bag.
There we go.